There we go. All right. Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Phoenix on the South End. We do this every week, and we always connect in some way so that we could continue the relationships. And we have a couple of new people and some new things coming up today. So those that are watching on Facebook Live, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube, brace yourself. We have some pretty cool things coming up there today. We've got some new announcements as well that we're gonna show. We have a new chapter that we're looking into, and we'll give you some idea of what that will look like. Well, we've always had the mornings, and all of this in terms of the meeting ourselves. Here's our main hub, basically for Phoenix. pbex.ca or phoenixbusinessexchange.com, all of those. And the member of the week is Josh Lamb. He's our tech guy from the Belch Corners group. So we're very happy to have him when our computers go down and stuff. Okay. We're up to 5 chapters. We do have our Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but we have a new one coming up. It's called Midday. And that's going to be starting on August the 7th, middle of the day, starting at 1 o'clock. Then we will, we want to look at some of the situations where people have to take their kids to school and they miss the morning meeting in that way. Family's always first. And we've sort of been looking at this for quite some time. We have a once a month group, which is our after hours. We meet once a month in the evening. So we've got that addressed. And the only thing that was had that opportunity was in the middle of the day. It's like a noon hour thing. So from 1 to 2 o'clock, starting on August the 7th, we're going to have a new group. So we're looking for new realtors, new different people in that group, and it's all to try and give everyone a chance to be able to market to these new people and to be able to expand our revenue potential. Basically, we do more BAMs this way, and we try to make it so that you have the chance to meet another Phoenix member, a co-member, basically, to try and expand your connections too. So we'll see how that turns out. We have a number of people that we have in mind for that. We'll give you some update as we go through that. Basically, we had the special announcement on the top of the hour is the East Trade Winds Global Networking that Bernie heads up every Tuesday mornings at 8 o'clock. He does an amazing job. It's a global thing. People from Europe, Australia, all over the world, basically. So it's great that he's involved with that. And I think I was there for the last one, Bernie. It was amazing. You've done an amazing job, and it isn't easy doing that. I know. So congrats on that, my friend. I have my free meditation class, and it is on Facebook Live on my own page every Friday at 1:30, and we've got some pretty good topics coming up. One is things being done behind your back. So we'll talk more about that. Sound bathing, I have it at the end of the month in July the 30th, starting at 7 p.m. We have another retreat coming up. In this retreat, basically, it's Elaine Cooper. She is a specialty at raw foods, making things that are healthy for you. She grows her own plants, grows her own vegetables, lettuce, you name it. She has it in her backyard. She's basically almost off the grid, basically, and she's going to teach people how to do that, how to be, looking at nature, going back to basics sort of thing. And this is a retreat. It's a yoga retreat as well. And I've been invited to do the meditation segment where we're bringing in crystal bowls and tuning forks and so on. Penny Lee has her dance movement, medicine. All the classes are in that space right there. And Friends Friday, the potluck, that's tomorrow night. If you're looking to connect to people on a one-on-one, it's not on Zoom, of course, but if you've got a pot with some food in it, you're welcome, kind of thing. The South End, we're going to be meeting this group on the 24th, which is a couple of weeks from now. and it'll be in person. So you can put that on your calendar starting at 7:30. Okay. And of course, we have the Canada Food Bank or the food cupboard that we are looking at in terms of the charity this week, and in coordination with Mike Volotsky with his Playing Forward for Wishes, which is also an amazing cause. We're all getting together to help each other in some way. And Mike will talk more about that in terms of how we can help him and how we can help the community itself. Okay. Charities are up to about 51,000 as a group, so that's climbing all the time, which is great to see. You know, somebody that wants to connect in some way to a business, get them to come into Phoenix. We have amazing people here, and they all have their heart in the right place. They can apply, or the QR there gives them more information on who and what Phoenix is. Okay. As far as business goes, we have 129,000 since January of this year, and that adds to the 4.9 million that we've got so far since we started 9 years ago. Since January, we have 188 referrals, which is great, and there are going to be more going to be attached to that. And we've got over 7,700 referrals since we started again. So we've come a long way, and it's always good to measure these things for sure in that way. Okay, so here's our basic thing. So an education moment. So Eric, do you have something as an education, or I wasn't sure who was doing the education?
I could do education for sure. So I just
Okay, all
heard
right, great.
something last night. You want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay. So I was just hearing something last night. So if you guys ever look at podcasts and stuff on YouTube, there's I forget the guy's name, but it's The Diary of a CEO, an English guy. He's fantastic, and his interviews are really, really great. So he was interviewing a behavioral expert, forget if he was FBI or CIA or whatever, and he was talking about a bunch of ways to elicit information that normally somebody would not give you. Because normally, if you're trying to get secret information, confidential information, or information from somebody who's trying to hold that information deep inside them. So I'm talking about in the context of being entrepreneurs and salespeople and trying to really get down to the crux of what somebody's problems are and how you're going to provide solutions for them. So what he says is, don't ask them direct questions. So as an example, he says, if I'm at a bar and I'm sitting beside somebody who I know has confidential information about a company that is going to go into a merger. So he says, as an example, he says, I'll sit beside the person. I'll say, oh, so you're with ABC Incorporated. Yeah, I hear that you guys are merging this coming September or maybe October. So then the guy that's sitting there who has confidential information, he might be like, well, wow, this guy actually knows something about our company and that we're merging. And because the question or the statement, it's always a statement, not a question, was made in a way that it sounded like he knew the information, but he didn't have the information correct. So then the guy says, oh, well, no, actually, we're doing that in August. So it's a really interesting way of getting further information. So the way I sort of take it is he says you want to start those statements with a word like so. So I guess Tony, you're going on so I guess let's say you have a oh, so I guess Tony, you're really well tanned. I guess you were just on a holiday. And then you just be quiet. And then you wait for the person to say something. Say, oh, no, well, actually, I have been really busy. I've been doing this. I've been on my motorcycle. And, okay. So now I've been able to get some information as opposed to saying, oh, were you on a holiday? Yes, I was. So that answer becomes just a yes or a no answer. But if you ask the so question, that person will elaborate and just give you the verbiage that they're looking for. So for me, as an example in real estate, I might be saying something like, so my understanding is you're looking for a three-bedroom home. Oh, no, no, no. We're looking for a four, maybe five bedroom and blah, blah, blah. They'll go on further. If they say yes, well, then I have my answer already. But in the so statement, you're giving them an opportunity to elaborate and to discuss and talk about it more. So obviously, this is more of a science that needs to be explored in more than 2 minutes of education. But it was an interesting thought. So I think
That's a
that,
good one, Eric. Yeah, yeah, because you could say, so since you bought this house, you're going to be using me when you sell in a few years.
yeah, yeah. So, but that's more of a closed-ended question, right? So I could answer that question as a yes or a no.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's smart. Okay,
yeah. It
thank you
was
very
very
much.
interesting.
Yeah, cool, cool, awesome. Okay, well, let's get to our introductions. Realize that this is July. So, how does your business or any part of the product or services that you have does it change for this month? You know, since it's hot, since people are out and about, maybe there's a few things you want to highlight. Maybe say a service that might go to that. One is Q has travel insurance, so people are traveling more. And until recently, I didn't know she had that, so that was a good thing. But just examples like that. If there's anything that the season might change a little bit, and so let us know when your service comes into play. Let's start with Terry. Go ahead, Terry. Woohoo!
Good morning, everyone. I'm Terry Black. I am a pre-planning advisor with Dignity Memorial. And what I do is I help people protect their families. And by doing that, the clients will um, pre-plan their funeral. So they put things in place so that when the time comes and it's time of need, the families are not responsible financially and emotionally. They know what their loved one wanted, and they're not second guessing themselves and having to make the arrangements. So that's what I do. And summer wise, July. I seem to be getting more clients, so that's a good thing. So I guess people are with the warmer weather and stuff, and getting out more and things like that. They're more open to meeting and learning more, and that is the first step to take. Is when you have questions about pre-planning your funeral, is just to reach out and ask your questions. No obligation, right? Just start inquiring, and so that you can educate yourself and make an informed decision. Terry Black, Dignity Memorial, your life well lived. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Terry. And any BAMs at all, and any referrals?
I did refer to Redmond. Yes, I did have one for him,
Perfect.
and no BAMs of late.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Terry.
Thanks.
And over to Norm.
I'll take it off of mute. That works better when I take it off
Yeah,
of mute.
that does work better. Yeah.
So this year it's showing how much we have to stop the heat to come into the house. The uncomfortableness. So the 366 glass is really making a difference now in the summertime, not just in the wintertime, right? So so we were doing a show, and there was a skylight where we were doing the show, and people would come, and I was doing the demonstration on the high performance glass, and my son brought them where the sun was coming through the skylight and would put the glass over their forearm, and they could feel the difference. It was cutting out the heat. So and so that's the big thing. We're going to be promoting it as, you want to cut out solar gain, where the government is telling you want free solar gain, but you don't want free solar gain now. You want to cut out the heat from the sun, whether it's winter, which you're not getting much anyway. You're keeping the heat in the winter time and keeping it out in the summertime. Because we do that, the glass that I promote does that. It doesn't have a good energy rating because the government calculates free solar gain for energy ratings, and you don't want free solar gains. June, July, August, and even September now. So if somebody has rooms that are too hot or too cold, they should call me or go on my website, check out the performance of the high performance glass. which has double the R value. Hasn't got a good ER rating, but double the R value. So Boyer Boys Home Maintenance Repair, we fix your home, the honey-do list, we get it done.
Thank you, Norm. BAM wise, how we doing? Meet anybody?
Well, I did got a quote for Maryland.
Yep.
I still get it
Marlin.
Marlon?
Marlin. Yeah. No, the
Marlon,
fish.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I did a quote. Well, I got a quote from another company because it was too big for us. So I met with him and I got a quote for him, and I'll get that to him.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Norm. That's awesome. And over to Eric.
All right, bonjour tout le monde. Comment ça va? I'm your bilingual real estate advisor with England Volkers Ottawa. I've been actually referred more and more French or Francophone clients recently. So if you do have somebody who would prefer to speak in French, do visitations in French, showings, and then switch over to English for contracts, let me know. Fully bilingual, which is great. So recently, what's been happening more and more is that the inventory in Ottawa is getting higher and higher. So there's more and more inventory of homes. And what's been happening is the average sales price of homes have actually increased as well. But what the media or what the stats won't tell you is that it is also that higher million plus homes, more of those have been selling. So that's quite interesting. So that's what's bringing up the average sale price of homes. It doesn't mean that every home in Ottawa is going up by 5%. So that's why you got to look at averages, but you also have to look at median. So where I am helping clients right now is getting a sense of what the market looks like and getting a sense of what their home value could be like based on today. And then a lot of people are saying, I'm not going to sell until the spring. So it's interesting how many people are having that conversation, but they want to know what it's worth today. The other thing that I'm doing for quite a few people is people that are selling want to get the information on an ongoing basis. So I set them up on an automated email system so that they're getting updates of what's happening in their particular market. And then we can discuss the validity of the sales. So if you're looking for information, also I just had a referral from Saskatoon. We just met with the buyer yesterday, and they're going to be buying before September. So families are looking to make sure that they get into their homes before September if they have kids. So if you have somebody who's moving to Ottawa or moving out of Ottawa and needs to speak with a realtor, look me up. Eric Perron, your real estate advisor with Engel & Volkers Ottawa, making your real estate experience a great one.
Sounds good. And any BAMs?
Nope, no BAMs this week.
Okay, all right. And over to Rahal. Go ahead, my friend. You're still on mute, I think. I believe.
Hello?
Yep, go ahead. Yep.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. Recent addition to this chapter. Thank you, Tony. I'm a software engineer entrepreneur, and I've recently turned to entrepreneurship, and I'll post my LinkedIn and in the chat later. Currently, I'm working on Web Indexer, which is a chatbot for websites. It basically acts like a receptionist, but on your website, so it can do lead qualifiers, sales reps, customer rep questions, appointment bookings. Basically, the best way to describe it is like a receptionist on your website. It can be set up in less than 5 minutes, and we work with all sorts of websites from restaurants to coaching to product websites to SaaS solutions. Check it out at webindexer.app. I'm looking for business owners.
Okay, perfect. And you had a BAM with me, and I've been doing business with you. So I love your app, by the way, on the website. It's just amazing, and I'm a heavy user. I didn't realize my site was as big as it is, but it still was able to look at all of the and answer questions that I put in there. So awesome, good job, Real. That's well done. Okay, and over to Bernie. How's it shaking, Bernie?
Well, folks, it shakes well. Creative insight. I do connections between businesses and try to thread viable connections between partners. Either someone's going to help you, you can help them, or you're both looking for the same audience. I'll take Riel, for example. he can help you find your audience, and at the same time you can help find his audience. So if you're dealing with another business, he's got a service that he can provide, and it's that kind of crisscross. And then of course there's the Knack for Business podcast, and that's all about the people I've encountered along the journey. And we're cruising along. We have over 6,000 downloads a week now, so that's booking some serious time out there. A majority in the U.S. So if you want to reach folks in the U.S. and you have content that might appeal to somebody, there you go. It's kind of a marketing avenue. And if you want to know how to do that, here we go again, threading those connections. This is where you talk to Carl Richards. So if you either want to start a podcast or you just don't, you want to more hands-free, you just want to talk to people, well, Carl can manage that for you. And I'm going to stop there because I can keep going. There's always an avenue here to have a chat about. And
Okay.
by the way, we're on LinkedIn Live. Post your content in there. I mean, don't be shy, unless, of course, you don't want to advertise and be hidden. Up to you. Over to you, Tony.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Bernie. And I think what we're going to do is we still have a good amount of time. I think we could probably fit Mike and Q in for today. I think we'll try that. We'll do a double header. And okay. Well, my name is Tony Jennis. I'm with Higher Self. I'm the spirit guy of the group. I look at those things from a energetic perspective, whether it's in business or personal. That's usually what happens when your personal life starts to improve, business improves. It's just amazing how that works. So we always work on the inside. We talked a little bit yesterday about when we talking about income and how that works, but it's all an inside job. Income is not income. Income that you get in through money, that's outcome. And when we work on the inside, we look at the ways that we are open for things to come to us. The moment we are open for something, boy, doesn't it just show up? You know, we always get what we think about the most. Somebody woke you up at 3 o'clock in the morning and they say, "What is your goal?" And you could tell them, more than likely you're going to attain that goal. And that's the idea. If it's close to your heart, close to what you want to do, there's no way that you can avoid not attaining it. Every Friday at 1:30 live on Facebook, I do an online meditation class. It's about an hour, 1:30 to 2:30, and we talk about different topics. This week we're going to be talking about behind your back. People that are talking behind your back. Why people that you don't trust to do things behind your back. Things that you talk about with other people behind their back. And why is it that when we talk negatively about people behind their back, they end up doing better? And there's a reason for that. So we're going to talk about the energy in which how things are moving, even with people that that seem to have ill will or whatever, and they do better because you're helping them in some way. We're going to talk about that. So Tony Jennis from Higher Self, we are here to raise your spirits. So what we'll do, Mike, is since we got about half an hour left, if you want to do your 12, 15 minutes, and we'll give Q the same respect, that way everybody happy. What do you think?
Yes, I think it's a wonderful idea because, I mean, I really only showed up here to listen to Q today.
Yeah. Yeah, that way you both get your fair time. So
Okay, so before I get into the golf relationship between Playing It Forward for Wishes and the Phoenix group, I want to do my infomercial. So my name is Mike Velosky, for you that don't know me, and I do business development for Orr Motors located in Stittsville, right around the corner of Carp and Hazeldean intersection. Fred Orr, owner of Orr Motors, and myself are pleased to be a new part of the Business Phoenix Exchange, and very glad to be here. Orr Motors has a huge inventory of used vehicles and specializes in newer luxury SUVs and higher end pickup trucks. And they also do on-the-spot financing. So a great referral today is someone that you know that is shopping around for a newer high-end SUV or truck. So, and also I want to let you know about Orr Motors isn't just measured in numbers. It's, how should I say it? It's defined by the difference that they make in people's lives. So being part of the community means more than just doing business there. It means investing in people, organizations, and causes that make their area a better place for everyone. And over the years, Orr Motors had the privilege of supporting local charities, youth groups, community events, and so on. And many of these initiatives are close to their hearts because it's brought to them by their employees, customers, and neighbors. So whether it's contributing food to food drives, helping families in need, or sponsoring events that brings people together, we do it because it's the right thing to do. And so the good news this year is with the Phoenix Golf Tournament coming up, this year, one of the sponsors of the Phoenix Golf Tournament is Or Motors, and they're going to put up $2,500, which will go towards the Phoenix's charity of choice this year, which is the Canada Food Cupboard. So, Mike, representing Or Motors, thank you for being part of our journey. All right, so I want to take a look. Let's see here. Let's see if I can screen share something. I don't seem to
You
have.
want to screen share the Phoenix site?
Yeah, the event site. And then I'll ask you to scroll down.
You want to go to the golf sponsorship?
Sponsorships, Tony. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is where it is in the events under golf sponsorship. There you go.
All right. So as pretty well everybody knows now, the Phoenix Annual Golf Tournament is going to be held on September the 4th, which is a Thursday. Just a little bit about the golf. It's a 9-hole golf. Okay. So it's not 18 holes. So 9 holes is not too bad. It takes about a couple hours. You get a cart. So to register to play golf and get a cart is $88. And I'm telling you, as a golfer, folks, that's almost like free. What's important now about it, doesn't matter what level of golf that you play. You can play best ball, everybody hits together, everybody plays their individual games. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we're out there to support Tony and Bernie and the Canada Food Cupboard for their being their charity of choice this year. I was thinking about, sponsorships because that's what I'm going to portray here. And I want everybody to really keep an eye on this because it's a plethora of public recognition that you're going to get this year. And why is because for you that don't know, I'm part of the Playing It Forward for Wishes Executive Committee, started in 2014. We're all volunteers. There's 8 of us. And we raise monies through 2 different events a year. And the Enduro event, 18 or 36 holes, and then the Family Day, where kids come out with their grandparents or parents and do 9 holes and listen to that money goes to Make-A-Wish. And those are 2 our annual events that we have each year. So we give quite a bit of sponsorship for that. So I thought, you know what? We raised now almost $600,000 in our Playing It Forward for Wishes committee, give it out to organizations to do the good work that they do. And like I said, it's we're all volunteers, so it's a very honorable. I really feel honored about being part of this right from the beginning, and I started it with my friend. So we do this type of events. We raise these monies or we give it out to the community. Last year, just to let you know, Tony and Bernie used the Make-A-Wish as their charity of choice. And I represent Make-A-Wish through Playing It Forward for Wishes as a volunteer. So they gave us some money. So because of that, I want to reciprocate from Playing It Forward for Wishes. And right off the bat, we're going to give them $1,000 and for the Canada Food Cupboard for this year, for their event. Also, this year, one of the members of Phoenix took advantage of the golf incentive that I put, where she brought out 4 golfers, paid the $1,000 to play the Enduro 36 holes, lunch, dinner, the whole works, or what have you. I take 100% of that and bringing that back to the Phoenix golf tournament to support the Canada Food Cupboard. It's another $1,000. And plus, as I mentioned in my infomercial, Or Motors stepped up to give a $2,500 limit. So it's currently, so far, without really even starting to the membership for sponsorships, we're at $4,500. What do you think? Canada Food
Awesome.
Cupboard.
Awesome.
Canada Food Cupboard is getting $4,500 so far. And that's going to hopefully feed a lot of family. So I had an idea, and I talked to, and we had a few meetings on it, Tony and Bernie and I, and we're going to join forces. So what that means is this traditional sponsorship usually is company holds an event, or an organization holds an event, does a sponsorship, you pay some money, this is what you get. What we're going to do is, let's say, for instance, go down to the example, Tony, and it's an example of the signage that we put up at the Playing It Forward for Wishes. There's Tony's business sign and Bernie's. Go up to the $250 level. That's right, perfect. Here's the $250 level. So this is the lowest sponsorship that Phoenix is looking for this year. And basically, if you were to go to the Playing It Forward for Wishes and go, I want to sponsor Playing It Forward for Wishes, at the $250, I create that sign, a sign like that you saw, and of course has your business name on it, not Tony's. And I bring it out to two events. Our both events, our Enduro and our Family Fun Day, and it's displayed out on the course for the day. Also, your logo will go on our Playing It Forward for Wishes website, and that logo hyperlinks back to your business too, because we have a lot of people that sponsor, so it's some good traffic, some good public recognition. So that's what we sell at $250. We go all the way up to a $5,000 level for many different things. So we're going to combine with the Phoenix Group this year. So basically what you would do if you're interested in a $250 sponsorship, you would click the link below. It goes to the Metcalf Golf Course secure banking. You see the 250, you press it, you put your credit card down, and then I create a sign. First thing I do is I create a sign for you, get it proofed, and that goes to on our two events. And also I get your logo and place it on our website. Once I do that, I take the $250 and I give it right back to Tony and Bernie. Here's the $250, 100% of it. And they go back to the sponsorship thing, Tony. The $250 level, as an example, right there. And so what they do is once I pay Tony right off the bat. So you guys got signs at my two events and on my website. Here you get also those signs displayed at this golf tournament, Tony's golf tournament, and Bernie's golf tournament. Also on the golf cart, the GPS screen has your logo and mention, and a group mention on the Canada Food Cupboard website for a year. So think of it, Eric, you've probably done a lot of sponsorships. Norm, you were so generous last year with $1,000. But Eric, when you do a lot of sponsorships or what have you, I mean, this is a plethora of public recognition for a $250 level. And then there's a $500 level and on and on and on and on. And so our hope is two reasons. Number one, or my hope as the sponsorship guy for the Phoenix golf tournament, is to ask for hopefully a minimum of the sponsorship of $250. And why? I have two reasons. One, on the business side of sponsorships, it's for the Canada Food Cupboard and the good works that they do. And it feeds people. And you guys are going to get a lot of public recognition for that $250. And personally, my other reason why I ask you to support is because of our good friend Tony, the founder of Phoenix. We all know that that man has given so much to us and always is trying to increase our business. It just cares, and loves each member and just does so much for him. Tony is in his heart when he started the Phoenix group, and Bernie's part of it. Now, the giving back to the community was so important to Tony. Tony wanted to build something besides a really nice, caring networking club. He wanted to do his community corner, and this was a vehicle for him to make a difference. And that's why they choose a different charity each year. And so what we are looking for, and I think out of respect with everything that Tony does us, is give him the respect by signing up for a sponsorship at any level. And that will show Tony, he's going to tear up on that. I can tell you that, because it's going to mean a lot to him. And we're going to feed people that are need food that we take as a blessing or granted every day. And the third thing is your business is going to get some really, really, really nice public recognition. Tony, can you jump off of that for a second? I want to see if I can share something here.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Okay, I'm going to see if I can get this here. No, I don't seem to have it. Yeah,
Are you looking for something on the Play It Forward for Wishes site, or?
I was looking for. Okay, let me go back to the share here. Let me try it again. Sorry, Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah, here. So this is the Playing It Forward for Wishes website or what have you, but website, that's what it is. And this is the sponsor, and it's a thank you to our sponsors, and it's all different types of sponsors that go down at different levels or what have you. Here's, for instance, where Norm last year gave $1,000 for a sponsorship, and then if you click that, then of course it goes to his website. So, and then plus he has nice signage at both of our events for the one calendar year. And yeah, so it's a plethora of information and maybe one or two questions for clarification if anybody has it. And
Anybody have any questions about Mike or the cause or the golf meet or anything?
so at the end of the day,
Quick question for you, Mike.
Sure.
What's the lead time? What's the lead time? So if someone says, "Hey, I want to sponsor," can you do it the day before or a week before?
Well, you know what? The thing is at the end of the day, let's take a look. Let's take a look. First of all, you're going to be golfing, doing some networking, maybe a cocktail or two if you're into that way you're golfing. It's called swing oil, and let everybody pitch that. And that's number one. Number two, you're going to get huge recognition at the Playing It Forward for Wishes events for one calendar year and on the website. Number three, you're going to get visibility at the Canada Food Cupboard. You're going to make a difference in the Canada Food Cupboard. And for me, mainly, you're going to make a difference in Tony. Tony does so much for us. It's an opportunity to reciprocate and give back to him. And because we're part of it. And collectively, imagine if all the members even did a $250 sponsorship and got all that value and all that heart. We're going to hit over 10 grand for the Canada Food Cupboard. I mean, how cool is that? So back to Bernie's question, it takes last minute, then have to make signs and things. Yeah, no, like that. You can get off now. Go on the Phoenix website, see sponsorships, press click, take your credit card out, buy a Wish Pal sign at $250, and you're done. I'll take care of the rest. So, I mean, if it's September the 4th, I would give a cutout date because this only takes 5 minutes to do. I would give a cutoff date probably 1 month before because that's a whole month to sign up. And like I say, it takes 5 minutes after this meeting, and you're done.
Yep.
If you know that you supported Tony and the Canada Food Cupboard.
Okay. Okay, Mike, thank you very much. Awesome to bring us up to date on what Phoenix is doing and what your great charity is doing. It's such a highly publicized thing on social media too, so it's a great way to get the kids out and so many things in your events. That's awesome. Okay, so Q, if you're ready, you can get the balance of the time you got. So you got more than you have there. Yeah, and you're on mute, just so you know.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Tony.
Okay. All right.
I
Go ahead.
unmuted myself.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Q, and I'm your insurance lady of the group. And I'm here for all of your personal insurance needs. Name it life, critical illness, disability, health and dental, and also travel insurance. And today I want to talk about critical illness insurance. And let me share my screen, and please someone let me know when you can see it.
Still loading. There you go. You're up.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. So to start off, I will mention some benefits of critical illness insurance. It is a lump sum tax-free payout when you get diagnosed with critical illness. And when you receive the money, there will be no question asked on how you would spend it. You can use the money to pay for medical treatment and medicines not covered by the public health insurance or OHIP or whatever insurance you're on. You can use it to pay for your financial obligations, so mortgage, any loans, any debts. You can use it to replace your money income when you cannot work. So all you need to do is to focus on getting better and back on track. And you can also hire someone to take care of you. If you don't have any, immediate family member that can take off time to take care of you, you can also hire people. And it also covers some non-life-threatening medical conditions, such as cancer detected in early stages, such as breast cancer, skin cancer, stage A prostate cancer, and etc. There's some coverage options for the critical illness insurance. So you can choose to be covered for 25 illnesses or 4 illnesses. So 4 illnesses is just like the main 4 common illnesses that people get. And the 25 illnesses is for a more elaborate conditions. You can choose to have a term insurance for 10, 20, 25 years or until age 75. And so this is for your temporary needs of insurance. For example, you just want to cover until you are done working. That can be an option. Or you can have a permanent coverage to age 100, or you can choose to 800, but you only pay for 10 years or pay for 20 years. And also you have like the decreasing 50% of the coverage. So it will decrease by 50% gradually. Now we'll touch on all the critical illnesses that are covered with this type of insurance. So I won't name all the 25 illnesses here because that will take quite a while, but you can see on the screen. And the one highlighted in yellow is the more common one, and also the one that will be covered for the 4 illnesses insurance. And the rest will be covered under like the 25 illnesses insurance. I'll just give you some time so that you can read all of the illnesses before I move on to the next one. So some people might ask, how much insurance would you need? The rule of thumb for critical illness insurance is to have 1 or 2 times your annual income as a critical illness insurance coverage amount. And that will make sure that you will be able to take some time up, 1 year, 2 years to get better and get back on track. And now I will show you the real life example. And this is one of the policy that I put in recently for one of my clients. Is a female, 32 years old and non-smoker. And she decided to get one time her annual income as an insurance coverage amount. So she'll be covered for 100,000. And that will be for 25 illnesses, covered until age 100. And she chose the quick pay option. So it's 25 years of payment. And she also choose a return of premium on debt rider with this insurance. And what that means is when she passed away, and if she never been diagnosed with any critical illness, her beneficiary will receive all the premium that you put into this policy back. So that's a pretty good rider to have, to make sure if you can't use the money, then your family will receive the money when you're not with them anymore. And it will be $158.31 paid for 20 years. And next slide is the actual see how it works. So you can see here for the critical illness insurance amount, that's the 100,000, and that will be for the rest of your life. The annual premium, that will be what she will pay for 20 years only. After 20 years, this insurance is paid up. So that means that she will not pay anymore, but will be covered for the rest of her life. So at any point in her life, if she get diagnosed, she will receive 100,000 tax-free one time, and she can use it for whatever she wants. And if she pass away and never get diagnosed, the total premium, return of premium at debt, so the second last column here, will be what her family will receive back. And as you can see, the lifetime premium that she would pay for this insurance is about 37.9 thousand. So that will be only 1/3 of actually what she got covered for. Yeah, and then I'll just show you to your age 100, so it not changing. So you still 100,000 and 30,000.9. That's a lifetime premium insurance that she would pay for this insurance. And want to show you this. Age matter in the insurance world, because the younger and healthier someone is, the less expensive the insurance would be. So I'll just show you some age option just for comparison of how someone would pay at different age. So the same coverage amount, same kind of payment, 20 years payment, and with the return of premium on debt. And with this kind of insurance, they're specifically covered to age 100 with 20 years payment. There's a cut-off age of 50 years old, because you have to pay it for 20 years, right? Like you can't wait until you're like 60 to get this to pay until you're 80. And just say, like you can see here on the screen, right? Like if you was born and your parents would buy you this insurance, the monthly premium for 20 years is only 81.5 per month, which lead to the lifetime premium of like 19.5 thousand, which is like 1/5 of actually what you would be covered for. And obviously, as you can see, the older you got, the more expensive this insurance will be, because you just older and you more risky. But that's it. Regardless of what age you have the insurance, just remember you will never pay as much as you will cover with, right? Sometimes it's like 1/3, half, or even 1/5 of the coverage amount. You can treat this as saving, because at the end of the day, the premium will be returned to your family tax-free if you never get diagnosed with any illness, or if you get diagnosed, you will get the tax-free payout that you can use for whatever you need to be. And that will conclude my presentations for today. Thank you for your time. And if you need to know more details on how this insurance work for you and your situations, feel free to contact me so we can start a conversation. Q from World Financial Group, providing you with financial peace of mind when you need it most. Thank you. Whoa, just on time. 11
Beautiful.
minutes.
Well done. Well done. Any questions to either Q or to Mike? Okay, all good. Well, thank you very much, folks. That was good, and we're ahead of schedule. That's awesome. We did everybody. Okay,
Actually, I have a question for Q. So with what Terry does, is there a possibility that having like your will set up well, that would be a Redmond question, but also having, let's say, your planning. So at a certain point in time, we don't live forever, right? So unless, of course, you're really unique, in which case insurance is never going to be your thing. Is that something you would tie in with Terry's services at the same time? When someone is on not for the disability insurance, but insurance overall?
Yes, like if you have life insurance, like you can definitely, pre-planning your funeral with that kind of money, right? Because with some kind of insurance, when you pass away, right, you'll receive the money within 48 hours, and then you can use that money to pay for all the funeral.
but when you're pre-planning, do you not
Yeah,
have
so-
to pay that ahead of time?
Yeah. So it wouldn't be pre-planning then. Yeah, that's right.
That'd be post-planning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because the difference is that when you pre-plan, you lock in today's prices so that when it's time of need, then you're not paying those prices at time of need, like say 20 years down the road when everything doubles every 10 years. So you pre-plan and you lock in today's prices.
Well, I'm just wondering if there's a policy, Q, that would pay the pre-planning even if it is several years before you pass. Is that
we do have some like similar products for like the funeral pre-planning, the same as Terry, but that would be at the time of death. You
At the
will
time of
be
death,
getting
yeah.
in touch with like the funeral planning director, and then we'll help you through all those. So it
Yeah,
will
yeah.
not be like the pre-planning as Terry,
No.
but
Yeah.
with that, like you make sure that your financial expenses are paid for sure.
Right, right. Yeah, because that's the only thing that is assured, taxes and us passing. So okay. Thank you very much, Q. And thanks a lot, Mike, for presenting that to us and giving us a different perspective. And those that are watching on Facebook Live and LinkedIn and YouTube, thank you very much for being with us, and looking forward to seeing you again next week. So drive carefully. Watch out there for kids that are running around. I mean, the school's out, and they're all excited in every instance. So, and watch for motorcycles. It's you always do a shoulder check to make sure that the bikers on the road are right on your mirror, and then you are looking for them, kind of thing. Okay, until next week, have yourself a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.